All right, Pirates lose tonight 10-2 to the Dodgers. They have 2 more left. Joe Musgrove against Ryu tomorrow. And Ryu has been basically unhittable lately. He's the Dodgers' best pitcher, 6-1, a 1.52 ERA. So it doesn't look good for the Pirates tomorrow. And when you look at this series, when you look at, before we get into looking at the series, when the Pirates lose, they get blown out. Their run differential is minus 50 right now, which is one of the worst in the major
51,
leagues.
Right?
They were 8. They were 42 coming in. They lost by 8 today. So.
Oh, I thought it was 43 coming in.
So
okay,
there was
either
40.
way.
Either way, it doesn't matter. It's 50 right now, and how many teams go to the playoffs with the negative run differential? Not many. I think Arizona did it a few years ago.
I mean, the bottom line, and I'm sure it was Arizona wasn't minus 50, right?
No, I don't know.
They were probably
I have to
like
look
minus
that up.
10 or 11. But my point with that is, part of that is this opener stuff and the fact that they've had to shuffle their starting pitching, and they've thrown guys like Kingham out there and Brault. But I think if you take Kingham, I have no use for Kingham. I don't know what his purpose is, but if you take a guy like him or Brault and you make them your opener, and you commit to we're only going to use them for 2 innings, you might have a shot. You might have a shot.
Yeah.
The problem is, they try and use these guys for 4 innings, and they're not good enough for that. And I think that the biggest thing with this team is they are 1 starting pitcher short, and actually 2. But you figure they're going to get Trevor Williams back. Maybe they can patchwork things together for a couple more weeks. But if he's going to be like a month,
those obliques they can last a long time. Look at Starling Marte a couple years ago.
I mean, if he's not going to come back to like June, the 3rd week of June, you've got to go get a pitcher.
You got to maybe at least try bringing Keller up too.
Because Tyon might not come back for the rest of the year.
And I think the earliest right now for him would be August.
And the thing about it is, if you get another starting pitcher, say Williams comes back, and then Tyon comes back in August, you know what that means? It means you can give Kingham or Brault or one of these guys their walking papers. And you've got another long reliever that can step in and be a starter.
I kind of think they want to hold on to Kingham because of what happened to Glasnow. Kingham, he dominated coming up through. He was a high prospect, and he struggled early.
He's not been good at all.
No, I mean he's been good one time, and that was his first start a couple years ago. Last year,
he doesn't have Glasnow's arm either.
All right, let's go out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Joel out in Mars. What's up, Joel?
Hey guys,
Hey.
Love the show. I couldn't agree more with the comments about the openers that they've been trying here the last couple of times through.
Yeah, it's the wrong guys.
What about instead of it, what's that?
It's the wrong guys they're using.
Yeah,
I don't mind the concept.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Instead of the trade option, though, isn't there a young stud in the minors we could bring up?
Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller, and that's their big.
Why not? Why not?
I don't know. They said they was working on a pitch.
But more importantly, even if you bring him up, you still need 1 more pitcher.
You do.
Yeah.
Well, we got to hope that Trevor Williams is ready to come back, and you haven't heard much about him. I haven't seen him around during the last series or today.
If he doesn't come back for 3 or 4 weeks, you need 1 more pitcher. Even if Mitch Keller comes up and has 3 or 4 great starts.
Yeah.
You still need 1 more.
So go out and try to trade for one. Hey, I've been saying sign Dallas Keuchel. You'd only have to give up the 57th pick. Sign him.
But my thing is, you don't have to go out and try and trade for, the David Prices of the world. You can go out and get a solid 3-4 starter, number 3 or 4 starter. That's what you need is 1 more guy, and those guys you can get without paying a lot in return. So my point with that is go out and get yourself a solid veteran starter that can give you 5 or 6 good innings every time he goes out there, and hope that Trevor Williams gets back, and now all of a sudden your rotation is good and it's okay. I mean, the idea that you're going to bring Mitch Keller, who struggled at AAA, he's going to come up and be your answer. I would be careful with that. Because the thing about it is, if he has 3 or 4 bad starts, that could be enough. That could be the difference between a winning record and a losing record.
Well, the other thing the Pirates need right now, not only Trevor Williams to get healthy and come back, they also need Chris Archer to pitch like he did at the end of last year and when he did in Tampa. I mean, right now, I just think he's I don't want to call him a lost cause, but I think it's more of a head case issue right now with him.
The interesting thing there is tomorrow's Musgrove, who's been pretty good. Sunday is Archer.
Yeah.
If Archer has another 3 or 4 inning start, which means they've got to use the bullpen to clean up the mess right? A lot of the bullpen. Monday they've got a doubleheader, and they still don't know who their starters are.
No, they haven't announced
I mean, it could really put them in a bad situation by the end of Monday where they've got relievers that are all tired because they've been overused for 2 days.
All right, let's go out to Harry and Elizabeth. What's up, Harry?
Yeah, I just want to say, you guys keep talking about the Pirates. They're never going to win. It's been 40 years since they've won anything.
Don't you want them to win, though, Harry? Don't you want them to win?
Don't they mind? I was 17 years old. I'd like to see another World Series, but I don't think, because that guy don't want to spend money, and that's it.
You know, Harry,
That's the name of the game.
okay, let me ask you a question. Do you pay for tickets? Do you go to any games?
I used to go all the time. I quit going.
Well, you know what? Thanks a lot. I appreciate the call. And if fans feel that way, they got to stop paying for tickets. They got to stop going. And you see that over there. They announced 32,000. There wasn't 32,000 there. And if you saw the lower bowl, it was all blue and white. So there was a lot of Dodgers fans who travel to games. But the other night I was over there on Wednesday. They announced 9,500. I'm just guessing. The over/under I would set at 3,000. And I don't know if I would have taken the over.
Well, I mean, again, you've had a team that's disappointed for 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
You've had a team that really the owner has, what, a $70 million budget basically for his team, for his payroll this year. You want to try and
I feel like they try to dupe fans.
You want to try and get away with all these pre-arbitration guys. Well, when you have all these pre-arbitration guys who are cheap, that's when you should go spend money on veterans, because your payroll is going to be low just because so many of your guys are making $500,000.
Tampa's the exception this year, but I think that you can't really take a team seriously until they're spending $100 million on a payroll.
Well,
that's just my opinion.
I think what is it over the last 25 years? There's only been one team outside of the top, like 18 in payroll, that has won the World Series. I think something like that.
I remember that stat, and we talked about it on the show.
It was a Marlins team or something.
All right, Ernest out in Monroeville. What's up, Ernest?
Hey, how you doing, Rich? Paul,
Hey.
how you both doing?
Good. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I agree with you, Paul, on one thing, that the Pirates are in this race in the Central, and I think the Central is one of the toughest divisions, I think, in the National League, and they're in it. But all they have to do is look around. There's some pitchers out there in free agency that they could sign instead of waiting for the free agency period. Or the signing trading deadline at the end of July or something. Go out, do your homework, go out there and see if you can bring one of these pitchers in. They didn't think, for instance, nobody thought that Burnett would come here. A.J. Burnett would come. He loved it here in Pittsburgh. So until the Pirates go out and try and talk to somebody, you don't know who wants to come here and pitch.
Yeah,
I'll just hang up and listen.
All right, thanks a lot, Ernie. I appreciate it. I mean, look, they didn't add any depth this year in the offseason. That's where you could criticize the Pirates. One thing, they've been tossed a little bad luck their way because of all the injuries. And they're still hovering around 500. And if they can get through May around 500, 3 or 4 games out, that's when this front office needs to start making moves and show the fan base and show the people around here that they're serious about winning.
I think the only 2 injuries that are significant are Williams and Tyon. I mean, Reynolds and Cabrera have been better than Corey Dickerson could hope to be. Eric Gonzalez getting hurt actually helped, I mean, and Jung Oh-Gong, he stunk anyway.
Yeah.
My point is, there were a lot of injuries, but I didn't think any of them were significant until Tyon went down, and then Williams went down, and then tonight wasn't Stratton?
Yeah, Stratton left.
Stratton left the game early.
Keona Kella's injury. I think you're taking a Gold Glove, all-star player out of your lineup early in the season. I thought the Dickerson thing hurt him. I mean, yeah, we saw what Ryan Reynolds could do. Yeah, you're right. He might have been out producing what Dickerson is doing, and Melky Cabrera. I mean, those are two guys that you might not seen a lot of if Dickerson was here. And it's going to be very interesting what the Pirates do when Dickerson gets healthy. He was 0 for 4 tonight. with Columbus, playing in Columbus, Indianapolis, playing for Indianapolis in Columbus. He was 0 for 4 tonight in a DH role. So he's not even in the outfield throwing yet. That's what will probably happen tomorrow or one of these days before he comes back here. So, all right, we got to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls, some of your tweets coming up next. Stay right there.